You know what time it is, guys. When I do this, that means the long-awaited, for me, Bigjackfilms King Kong review. Sorry for that embarrassing and awkward entrance. I just need to do that just for the fun of it. Yeah, this is my Bigjackfilms King Kong review. I have been wanting to do this review for a while of this movie because I saw this movie like I think 3 years ago. I think it was like it had to have been like 2019. I think when I watched this. Before I did YouTube. I've been wanting to do a review of this one because this Bigjackfilms is actually one of my favorite YouTubers. So, and I hope you watch this review. You better, because I need you to see it because I want you to see how I think of this movie because I love you, man. And also Bigjackfilms. Also, gonna say this that before I get to it, I want to make this clear. If any of you believe I'm not a King Kong fan, then why would I have this, right? This King Kong plush. And it is King Kong. It is King Kong. I also have, hold on, because I don't just have that plush. I also have this SH Monster Arts King Kong from Godzilla's Kong. Very well done figure. Just wanted to show to you guys how I love King Kong. King Kong's one of my favorite kaiju I've seen. You know, just he is top tier. It's Godzilla, then Kong. If Godzilla was not in that top 10, it would be Kong. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Give me a sec. Hold on. Place him up. We're talking about Bigjackfilms King Kong, and but let's get into it. So, Bigjackfilms King Kong. What a interesting King Kong fan film. But let's get to because I'm pulling it up also. Because usually I like looking at it to really remember everything of it. But like I said, the info, I'll get to the plot first. The plot of Bigjackfilms King Kong is basically mostly the same. It's not really that different from the original plot of King Kong. You know, there's a crew, oh my god. How can I forget the name? Oh my god, hold on. Oh dang. Okay, well the how did I forget? Hold on, give me a sec. I'm sorry. I'm just too calling characters. Give me a sec. The crew of the of like Carl Dem's crew. Carl Dem wants to film a movie of the island, right? And Darrow, the also is on there, and King Kong falls in love with Andero. King Kong falls after, you know what I mean. It's pretty obvious King Kong stuff. If you watch the original, you would probably know what happens in this one. But let's get to, but also what the whole story, right? Because also the thing is also about this movie, before I get into most of the gritty details, is that Bigjackfilms this is kind of was his passion project, because I know that he really, really, really likes King Kong. If you've seen his channel, you will probably know that he's like the King Kong guy. He's the King Kong expert. And I think that him making this film really shows his passion, because this is something I've been saying. This is because like I said, I'm going into my general thoughts first of how I would rate this fan film. And I would say this is probably the best King Kong fan film that I have seen. I can't really think of any other good ones You know, I'm not saying the other ones are bad. I'm not saying that. Some of them are, but most of them they tried. But I think this one really showed the best parts of King Kong, but in like by fans. You know what I mean? Big Jack Films is a fan of King Kong. This is like actual passion. Like this is like if Peter Jackson went with his whole stop motion at school, this is probably what it would have been. You know what I mean? That's just kind of how I see it. But yeah, let's get into the characters first, because I'm gonna really focus on 3 characters, and that's Carl Dem, Jack, and Anne. And I think personally, I'm gonna get into let's get into the leading lady herself, Anne Darrow. I think she's quite interesting in this movie. I noticed that, I know he said this, but she's a photographer in this movie. And you know what's funny? Is that this came out legitimately around the same time as Kong Skull Island. So it's like, what a coincidence that Kong Skull Island released around the same time. It's like they got the ideas from each other. Probably not, but it's probably coincidence. But I thought that was interesting. But like, yeah, Anne Darrow is very interesting. She is very like Brie Larson's character in Kong Skull Island, and she also somewhat reminds me of the 2005 Anne Darrow, somewhat. But you know, I think she's mostly her character in the original. The actress who played her, she did a great job of what she did. There's some cringy moments with her, but that's besides the point. She still was great and gave the role of Anne Darrow very well. I have no complaints with her. And I think I enjoyed her performance a lot. Let's get into Jack. Okay, so Jack is probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. I like how he's just like, he kind of reminds me of like I don't know why, he reminds me of the dude from The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser ones. I can't remember the dude's name, but he reminds me of that. He reminds me, he's such an action hero in this movie that it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing how much he is. And also, I also love that he also can morph his hair into different hairstyles. It's fantastic. I love that he can do that. I know he has, I can't believe he has such amazing power. It's great. And he also, he's very like, he's very action hero-y. That's kind of how I can describe him. That's why I enjoy him. You know what I mean? And I think that in general, I need to see more Jack like this. Like in later King Kong movies, or like in a Kong movie, do Jack like this. I swear to God. Take notes. Take notes, Universal. Take notes. No disrespect to 2005 Jack, though. But anyway, let's get into one of the things that everyone hates and the most evil man of this movie. Carl Denham is a menace. This man legitimately doesn't even care of his crew's well-being. Like the dude, okay. So I forgot the dude's name, but the guy who, the cameraman, right? Originally in 2005, he cared about mostly, you know. He still wanted the profit, but he still at least tried to help him. Nah, in this one, he's like, nah, you gotta film your own death, fool. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know? And then he's like, and it's like also like he just legitimately does not give a crap also of like Anne's well-being. Like he just wants to film the movie, get the attention and profit. This dude is literally one of the most evilest dudes of all. And when I saw his death, I was like, yes, die, fool, die. And I sound like a murderous psychopath, but for him, it's valid. It's valid. Because but I love it, and I hate, it's not like I love and hate him. I just hate him. I'm glad that Bigjackfilms is making me hate this guy, because he legitimately is one of the most like horrible. Like he's probably the most evilest Carl Dems I've seen. Like Jack Black is like the nicest ones out of all of them. I'm not saying also the original's bad, but the original's kind of like he's kind of a good and bad mostly that I can remember. You know, so but yeah, this Carl Dem I like. I like what he's trying to do with him. Like he's just an evil man who just clearly just only cares about himself. I love that they do that. Like he does that with him. And I think that makes him also very entertaining. So, that's how I feel about that. But anyway, let's get into the star King Kong. Let's get into this man. Okay, so King Kong, the suit. I know I wouldn't be surprised if Bigjackfilms doesn't like his suit, but I'm not sure. I don't want to judge, but I really like how King Kong looks in this movie. I like how he just makes it a suit and he doesn't make it like a stop motion or CG or anything like that. Like it's just like I'm glad he did that because to me it's like it reminds me of the '70s Kong that I know he likes. I know he likes the '70s Kong movie. I like that he made a suit. Nice touch. I also like that he had the mask where it moves the mouth. It's not like a mouth where it's just like doesn't do anything. I like that he got the one where his mouth is moving. I think it makes him more believable. But it must suck being out there in the sun like that. It must really suck. It probably feels like he's in the furnace or something. Like, oh my god, I would be passing out all the time if I was in that thing in the sun. Like, oh man, because bro, I've done cosplay and sometimes it gets crazy, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was bad for the guy who was in the suit. But yeah, I think that King Kong also I like that he kind of mixed a lot of the versions of King Kong in this one. I feel like he did. You mix the curiousness of the original King Kong, but you can also care for him in like the '70s and Peter Jackson one. That's kind of how it mostly remind me of, but it's also he's also badass, like the kind of like the one from Kong Skull Island, like the Monstrous Kong or 2005 Kong. If you mess with Anne, you're screwed. And I'm also saying this. King Kong fights a lot of creatures in this movie. He fights a T-Rex, of course, a Pteranodon, a giant snake monster. There's so many things he's fought in this movie. And it's quite crazy to me how Kong is going through hell in this movie. And I know that they're trying to do him fighting three monsters because that's what happened in the original movie. He fought three monsters too, I think. So that's cool touch. And also I must say this, the T-Rex suit is not okay. The T-Rex suit's not terrible. I understand that he tried his best. I'm glad he just made it a suit. And I'm glad it doesn't look stupid like one King Kong fan film that he reviewed that was just at least this one I can comprehend. At least I can comprehend this and I actually like it. And what he was trying to do. I like he just gave it a big mouth and then when King Kong ripped it, it was like blood everywhere. That was cool. That was really cool. I actually really liked the T-Rex fight. Even if it was not the most greatest fight, at least they tried. And I full-heartedly love that they did. But anyway, let's get into some also because I have actually some questions for you, Bigjackfilms. So I've been wondering this. So wait, with the map thing, because the opening scene really confused me. For example, so why would the government, the federal, the government, be so fixated on a single map, right? And, well, because hold on, like they said some weird things. Hold on, okay, yeah, look, the 1976 the map island was secretly stolen. Yeah, so how can a single map be stolen within the like Pentagon, right, from the classified vaults within the Pentagon of Washington D.C.? How can you lose that? Like, and the whereabouts, right? The whereabouts of Skull Island was unknown. It's like, so wait, why would the government be so fixated on a single map that probably would not mean that much to them? You know, it really, and it's just also like another thing is just like, so I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Because I'm reading it right now. It's a beast castaways. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Dang it. Yeah, so, yeah, but yeah, I think the Washington, D.C. thing. Okay, well, basically, my point is, I don't really understand how they can lose a map. How can it be secretly stolen? How can a single map, be secretly stolen? Like, what in their right minds were the government thinking? Like, how they lose a map like that? That somehow that's that valuable. I don't know. It's weird to me. And also, I'm assuming, because I know that this movie, like this King Kong movie, is not set in the 1930s. It's like set in around, I think, was it the modern day? That's something I've been wondering. Is it around the modern day, or am I wrong? Like I don't know. I've been thinking about that. And also another thing I've been wondering is like, so if Kong, what, like, did they? This is something I've actually been wondering, because I know I've read something. Hold on, give me a sec. I have it in here somewhere. I want to give you Bigjackfilms an interesting thing. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I have one question. Well, hold on. I'm trying to find it because I think you might know what I'm going to say. And that is, hold on. Where is it? Oh, dang. I'm trying to find it. Where are you? Come on. Where's that page? Dang. I'm looking in the book. Hold on. Give me a sec. Because this is something I'm trying to look for so I can show you what I'm trying to ask. Oh, okay. So, when King Kong died, I want to ask you this because I want to confirm if this is true or not. And if this is, thank you. Did they use King Kong's skeleton in the Natural History Museum? Because if you add that in as the thing that happened after your fan film, thank you, because that would be so cool if they did that. Because I always loved that idea of King Kong's skeleton just being part of the museum. It's screwed up, but I think it's a cool idea. But anyway, I think that. But my final thoughts on this movie is that it's very, very good King Kong fan film. Give it a watch. But by the way, one more thing. You might be aware that some of the audio in this might sound a little wonky if you guys are going to watch this. So I just want to prepare you for that. So don't go after him for it. I'm not going to go after him for it either. So please don't say anything rude towards him for any of these things. But anyway, that's off topic. But anyway, final thoughts. Love this movie. Definitely check out Bigjackfilms' channel, because he's also uploading a Ready Player One video, his third part, that so far I'm liking. Anyway, see you guys next time.